Have you ever felt like you're playing a game where someone else already knows all the moves? That feeling of being perpetually one step behind, reacting to market shifts that seem to come out of nowhere. The internet created its own class of billionaires from nothing. Bitcoin minted a new digital aristocracy. And now, as we stand on the cusp of the AI revolution, a new financial elite is being forged, but this time, the process is far quieter, almost invisible. Their weapon of choice isn't something you'll read about on the front page of the news. It's a new asset class, a silent merger of artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency, AI-powered tokens. These aren't just speculative digital coins, okay? They're instruments of a new kind of financial dominance, rewriting the rules of wealth creation right under our noses, okay? If you're just hearing about this now, I have to be blunt. You're already late, okay? The game started years ago, far from the public eye. While the world was distracted by meme coins and fleeting trends, global capital and the world's most sophisticated funds were quietly positioning themselves. They weren't just buying Bitcoin or Ethereum. They were accumulating the foundational assets of the next paradigm. These AI tokens aren't a passing fad. They are sophisticated tools of leverage, data control, and behavioral prediction. This isn't about investing in the future of technology. It's about owning the mechanisms that will control it. The big players, the ones who truly understand the game, have been preparing for this transition. They've built moats so deep and wide that by the time the average person realizes what is happening, the castle will already be theirs. I remember the moment this became chillingly clear to me. Stumbled upon a small, obscure AI token, barely a blip on the radar. It wasn't listed on any major exchange, and its community was tiny. But something felt different. Digging deeper, I found breadcrumbs leading back to a series of discrete Swiss funds and private equity groups known for their long-term strategic plays. What looked like a grassroots project was, in fact, the final stage of a multi-year accumulation strategy. These institutional players had been quietly absorbing the token supply through over-the-counter deals and private sales, long before it was even a whisper on social media. They weren't gambling, okay? They were executing a pre-planned operation, laying the groundwork to control a cornerstone of the emerging AI-driven economy. Here, as the part that most people miss, the token's real value was in its potential price appreciation. The price was a distraction. Its true purpose was data. Every interaction with the token, every stake, every trade, every reward claimed was a data point. This ecosystem was designed as a massive, decentralized lab for collecting human behavioral data in a financial context. This data was then fed into proprietary AI models, training them to understand, predict, and ultimately influence our economic decisions. They weren't just building a financial asset. They were building a machine that learns from our greed, our fear, our patience, and our impatience. The token was merely the bait, and our on-chain behavior was the prize. This is the core of their strategy, and it's terrifyingly effective. The AI doesn't need to be sentient or possess godlike intelligence to outsmart us. It doesn't need to predict the future with perfect accuracy. It just needs to be a few seconds ahead of the herd. It just needs to predict mass human behavior, the collective tide of market sentiment with a slightly better than random probability. That tiny edge, amplified by massive capital and high-frequency execution, creates a near-unbeatable advantage. While we're reacting to a price chart, they are analyzing the underlying human emotions driving that chart, okay? They're not just playing the game, they're playing the players. This edge grants them a form of financial omniscience, allowing them to position themselves before a market move even begins. This is how the new elite operate. They don't react to the market. They design it. They've moved beyond simple analysis and into the realm of market synthesis. Using their AI models, they can simulate entire social trends. They can generate thousands of fake, yet utterly convincing, Telegram accounts to create the illusion of a burgeoning community. They can trigger controlled waves of fear of missing out, FOMO, meticulously timed to draw in retail investors and provide the liquidity they need to exit their positions at the peak. It's a sophisticated form of psychological warfare waged on a global digital battlefield. The goal is to manufacture consent, to guide the crowd into a predetermined outcome that serves their interests. So that sudden pump you see, that viral trend that seems to explode overnight, that 100x gem everyone is suddenly talking about, more often than not, it's an engineered illusion. It's a carefully constructed narrative, a psychological play designed to orchestrate a massive transfer of liquidity. It's a game played by the patient and the prepared, who drain a river of wealth from the impatient and the unprepared. They seed the idea, nurture the hype, and then, just as the crowd rushes in, they quietly slip out the back door, leaving everyone else to hold the bag. What feels like an opportunity to the masses is, in reality, the exit sign for the few. How do you survive in a game that's so heavily rigged? Can't beat them at their own game, so you have to play a different one entirely. The first step is to develop a clear, unshakable framework. This framework can't be about chasing fast profits or catching the next hot trend. It must be built on longevity. Your goal isn't to get rich quick. It's to stay in the game long enough to let a sound strategy compound. This means focusing on value, on fundamentals, and on time horizons that extend beyond the next market cycle. Second, you must build a personal system for decision-making. System has to be entirely your own, insulated from the noise of hype, social media influencers, and the panic of the crowd. It means doing your own research, trusting your own analysis, and having the conviction to stick to your plan even when it feels like you're the only one doing so. It's about cultivating an internal locus of control in a world that constantly tries to impose an external one. Your decisions must be a product of your own sovereign mind, not a reaction to the manufactured emotions of the market. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, you need the discipline to do nothing. You must cultivate the strength to stay out when the market descends into chaos, when the signals are unclear, and when your system tells you to wait. In a world that glorifies action, the most profitable move is often to sit on your hands. This is the hardest skill to master because it goes against every human instinct. It requires patience when you feel impatient and calm when you feel fear. It is the ultimate defense against the psychological games being played against you. In the end, success in this new financial era won't it be about being the most brilliant analyst or the luckiest speculator. It will be about survival. It will be about mastering the things that AI cannot replicate: patience, emotional discipline, and a deep awareness of the game being played. It's about understanding that the real battle isn't fought on the price charts, but within your own mind. While the crowd is hypnotized by the illusions projected on the cave wall, the awakened few will be the ones who have learned to turn around. Walk out into the light and see the world for what it truly is. They aren't just surviving, okay? They are staying alive long enough to write their own rules.